Hi there, it's Ian from PFT Wales. I'm showing you today a comparison video of our three Ritmos here. So that's the Ritmo L Smart Pro X version. That's the Ritmo L Smart entry level version. And that's the Ritmo L Plus DSR, that's the flagship model. So first up, we'll have a look at the DSR. You can see it's got a D pump, SD63 soft rotor stator at 20 litres output. That's like a bag a minute. So the yellow cable there goes into the inside. That's a light sensor for the material. So when the material runs low, the machine will run out. So this machine you can purchase separately, an extension hopper for it. And you can hold about 7 to 9 bags in that. So you could be running the machine on your own and filling it up with powder, and then when it gets low, the light sensor there will just stop the machine temporarily until the powder is added. So in comparison, this Ritmo L Smart, available from PFT Wales, this comes with a light sensor as well and a vibrator on the front. So the vibrator is pretty important, especially when you're using extension hoppers. And the material is able to flow down to the bottom. The vibrator comes on every few seconds, shakes the material, pushes it down to the bottom, drops it down the bottom, and then it gets used up. Especially handy when you're coming to the end of a spray and you don't have to be right by the machine and tapping it and stuff to make sure that the material all flows down. So you'll notice on the Smart here, you've got a B pump, that's 14 litres a minute. There's still plenty. That's a bag in just over a minute. But in comparison, you've got to remember it's mixing it and putting it on the wall at the same time. So if you haven't got a machine, that's what you're missing out on. You're dropping bags into the top of it, and the material is being mixed and processed and coming out through a pipe up to where you're working and onto the wall. So the Ritmo L Smart here has got the vibrator. It's got this tap. The tap's a bit different on the DSR. So the DSR, it's got the bigger wheels compared to them, and it's got the housing from the sides to protect the machine inside, and it's got the rubber mixing zone, so that pops out. It's easy to clean, it's easy to keep clean. This one's got the steel mixing zone, and let's have a look around the back. So you'll see they both got the same sort of panels. So this one turns the power onto the machine. This button here is for water. You press that, you get the water coming out through the tube. So when you're setting up the machine, you can set it to the right water consistency. And then it's got the water on and off. It's got the material on, that's the motor on, motor backwards, motor off is upright, speed control, vibrator on and off. So that's the same on here. All the same controls, except this one sticks out here. That's the DSR, that's the light sensor, the powder sensor. So it's a wide control box on this. And you'll also notice this has got the digital water display. So both of these have got built-in compressors under there. And you'll see on the Smart version, you've got the light sensor is an add-on and it's connected to the side here. So it's the same button, same function, it's just added on the side. So on the DSR, we get ourselves a toolbox, and you get some spanners and files, things like that with the machine when you buy it. And you'll notice there's no water pump inside the machine. Some manufacturers, they have their machines with water pumps. PFT don't tend to do that. I prefer it myself. Worked on the tools myself for many years, and the idea of the Ritmo is that you are working on smaller builds, private builds, things like that, you could set up your water butt in one place, and then the hose pipe that comes with the machine, you just pump the water over to the machine. So it saves moving water butts and emptying them and moving them and waiting for them to fill back up and stuff. You can leave it in the same place all the time. So this one now is the Ritmo Smart. So budget entry level machine, starting off around about just over £5 plus the VAT for a bundle. So it's similar to the Ritmo Smart over there, but without the extra bits. It doesn't have the light sensor, and it doesn't have the vibrator on this either, because there's no function for it to fit in like on the back, because it doesn't have the control box like the Pro Smart. You've just got your basic controls, which are machine on and off, compressor plugs in there, and then this one is to turn the machine on, and that's your speed control. So you've still got the control over the materials. It's more no frills, but it works just as well. Again, you've got the smaller wheels on this, and we put together a package for all of them really, including your water pump, your power cables, anything you need, including also training, full training down here in PFT Wales. And then you've got our ongoing support then as you sort of make the transition into machine plastering, and we'll be there on the other end of the phone if you need us after your day's training. Okay, that's that. Bye bye.